The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Ford, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us at the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. We're on location this week at Vision Ford on the West Ridge Road in Greece. Terry Smith is our boss here. This is part one of our salute to the winter sports season as we bridge the gap towards spring with some of our favorite games and stories. We start off in Spencerport and the legacy of a Hall of Famer, the Sharon brothers. They are a local hockey royalty. The Sharon brothers of the Spencerport High School Rangers.
Nick's a special player. He's really blossoming here this year. Jackson is one of our best leaders we have. Put the C on him this year. The last few weeks he's really responded, stepped things up, and really led where we are.
Their dad was someone special. Craig Sharon spent 5 seasons with the Rochester Americans. Scored 43 goals for the eventual Calder Cup champions in 1996. He was the MVP of the playoffs. In all, Sharon scored 122 goals as an Amherst, accumulated 312 points in his 335 games in the red, white, and blue. Twice voted the team MVP, Sharon was also awarded trophies for sportsmanship, community service, and popularity while in Rochester. In 2008, Sharon was elected to the Rochester Americans Hall of Fame.
You know, he was one of those players I think was always told that, you know, he was too small or couldn't play, and he was a gifted, probably the best stick handler I've ever played with. Great hockey sense, and he competed.
Sharon lost a battle to stomach cancer in 2010. We lost an icon. The boys lost their father.
You know, you got to step up, you got to take charge, and it's a tough role, but it has to be filled.
Nick, just a sophomore and only 12 when Craig died, thinks about him often.
You know, it's random times it happens, and I think it's like a memory happens, and I think of him, and yeah.
You were his number, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How come you got it and Jackson didn't?
Well, I mean, I guess I got it. I mean, I just wanted it, yeah. And I wanted it more than he did.
How much do you love it when someone comes up and says, hey, I knew your dad, he was a great guy?
Yeah, it's a great feeling, you know, you hear it all the time, and it just really makes you remember how great of a guy he was.
The Sharon boys have helped revitalize the Spencerport program, which Craig once coached and is now run by a Ranger alum, Jason Rich, class of '93. Nick and Jackson have combined to score 18 goals with 26 assists. Spencerport is 10-5.
They don't want to be treated any differently. They want to be the kids that they are, and you know they're trying to find their way in the world just like any other normal teenage kid. Still,
they are Craig's kids, and their father's legacy won't fully allow that.
I remember inviting him over to my house for it was a trial to see if he could be one of my instructors for hockey school, and how he interacted with my kids. I brought him in, and he was definitely my best instructor that I brought on board because he just loved the kids, and I think he was a kid at heart.
When do you miss him the most?
I miss him the most. Probably, you know, like right after I score a goal or something. I know he's up there. I know he's looking at me. You know, he's proud of what we're becoming.
When we return, organized chaos at RIT. The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by ESL Federal Credit Union. For more than 90 years, ESL has been investing in the region where we live and raise our families through personal banking, business banking, and wealth management. With ESL's shared commitment to the community and support for local sports and family events, everyone wins. ESL answers to you. Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision Automotive Group's high school sports beat. We are on location at Vision Ford on the West Ridge Road in Greece. And this portion of the sports beat is brought to you by ESL, Federal Credit Union. ESL answers to you. Say what you will about cheerleading, you only have to watch it to identify it as a sport. Nowhere is it more intense than in the sectionals. Cheerleaders are in our ESL Scholastic Sports Spotlight. This is the biggest day on the Section 5 tournament calendar, the cheerleading championships. 9 hours of running, jumping, tumbling, tossing, flying, crying, and oh yes, cheering. Produced 6 champions in 3 packed house sessions at the RIT Fieldhouse.
We added level of difficulty for all teams this year, and they've all stepped up to the plate. And it's just unbelievable. It's the scores are very close, and it's been the best year that we've had in a long time.
The girls are judged on a litany of levels. The official score sheet includes grades for motions, stunts, tosses, jumps, tumbling, choreography, showmanship, and crowd appeal.
For a judge's perspective, we really look for a really clean routine with sharp, precise motions and really good synchronicity. We look for a team to have a good level of skill quality and they're in their difficulty range. Also, we look for nice energy levels and showing that they can go the whole routine with a nice, good, confident level and showing them that they're the best out there and do what they got to do.
31 teams competed in the final session of the day in classes AA and A. Aquinas was up first.
It is pretty tough because you have to set the line for everybody else, but it's exciting to show everybody and kind of scare them a little.
Yeah, but it's kind of nerve-wracking, it seems to me.
It is nerve-wracking because you can't really see your competition first, but it's exciting because we get to set the line for everybody else.
The Irish wound up 5th in Class A, a class that included 6 city school representatives. These teams do things the old-fashioned way, when cheerleading required a lot less gymnastics and slickly produced music. They actually cheer for each other, but they don't impact the standings. Teams like Fairport do. The Raiders are always among the leaders and push the envelope in terms of difficulty. A couple of missteps in their routine left the girls pessimistic about their chances.
There's so much stuff that we put into our routine that we just try harder than we possibly could, and I don't know, I'm happy with what we did, and no matter what score we got, it is what it is.
Fairport figured to be challenged by Penfield, the defending winter champions, seeking a three-peat if you include the crown the Patriots claimed last fall. Rush Henrietta has shown remarkable improvement under Rachel Taliski, who was honored as Coach of the Year in Class AA and finished 3rd. Spencerport is another perennial contender. Then there's the coach's box, a roped-off area where anything goes in support of your team. Churchville Chili failed to finish in the top 5, but you wouldn't know that by their reaction.
I have no control. And I'm a huge control freak. So when the kids have it all on their own, it's very stressful, but it's amazing.
You can't be self-conscious at all in that situation, can you?
I don't care. Not at all.
After all 33 teams have performed, they are brought together at the mat to await the results. This is a time of decompression. It takes some 10 to 20 minutes to tabulate all the results.
We just hope for the best. You never know at these things. I think everyone really brought a lot today, and everyone was good, and it's going to be a close one.
The Rangers finished 4th. The winner was Penfield.
It was absolutely unreal. Going into the awards, I think all of us were very hesitant. There was crazy competition in this division. And so going into it, we were all very up in the air about where it was going, and hearing our name called first was unreal. That's the best word I could ever give it.
The Patriots' margin of victory was 2/100ths of a point over Fairport, the closest margin of victory in sectional history.
It's just the little things that count. My coach says every single day at practice, the little things, and the tiniest mistake, the tiniest awesomeness could make the difference. And it obviously did today. That one thing that if we didn't do right, we wouldn't have gone first. So it was really amazing.
We go bowling when we return. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko, on location at Vision Ford on Westridge Road in Greece. We're looking back at some of our favorite stories from the winter sports season. One was at Dewey Gardens Bowling Center. We called it Bowl Like a Girl. This was a little something different. Ordinarily, hundreds of high school bowlers and their families packed Clover Lanes for an afternoon of relative mayhem. Greece Athena and Webster Thomas got together in a non-league match at Dewey Gardens and had the facility virtually to themselves. It was cozy. These dual meets are a little bit different. It's a little quieter. Do you like them?
Yeah, well, I like the excitement that brings like the sectionals and our normal matches, but it's fun bowling against like all of our friends and being kind of like more fun than competitive.
The contest brought together two of the Monroe County League's best bowling programs.
This is the 14th year we've had bowling at Greece Athena. Try to get the older kids to interact with the younger kids, and it's nice to start them out as middle schoolers, because when they get older and they grow into their skills, as you would say, they've already got the mental aspect of being around the older kids. And when you're at Clover Lanes, that can be quite intimidating for a 7th or 8th grader. It's nice to have them already know what's going on.
While Athena still rules the roost on the boys' side, Thomas ranks among the top girls' teams. How did you get to this point with the girls' team especially?
Well, it's just hard work on their part and practice, and they're dedicated to the game. And the boys, we have a young team, and they're up and coming, and everybody has a good time.
The format allowed each team to use all of its bowlers and score the top 5. 2 points are awarded for each of the 3 total team scores, and 2 more for the composite total, for a total of 8. The competition, emotionally and on the scoreboard, was dominated by the girls, the 2 most outstanding bowlers of the day playing on the same lanes. In the first match, Greece Athena senior Kim Dautel took a run at her first 300 game. Kim carries a 190 average in league play, second best on the Trojan team. Her best game this year was a 235. She had that beat with room to spare, striking with her first 9 balls.
It felt amazing. The front 9, I just couldn't believe it. I've never had the front 9 before, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna show my best, so give it my all.
All right, now you get up there in the 10th frame. What was it like?
Oh, it was nerve-wracking. I've never had such an experience. It was crazy.
It's so funny. You can't put yourself in the frame of mind to saying it's just another ball, can you?
No, you're like, this is the big 10th frame. You got to give it your best.
Kim wound up with a personal best game of 275. It was the best score of the day, girl or boy. Her twin brother Dennis, who wound up with the top series of the day for the boys, a 692 and a 3-game average of 231, was content to take a back seat to his sister.
She saw me shoot my first 300. My brother, we weren't there to see his, but we've seen him shoot enough honor scores. I mean, it's a great feeling to have like your family around you to see you bowl well.
In Game 2, it was Webster Thomas senior Emma Catone. Emma carries a 219 average, second in the league, behind only Emily Notebart of Gates Chili. Catone's 279 single game high hasn't been topped. After rolling a 247 in her first game, Emma threw 7 straight strikes to start her second. She left a 10-pin in the 8th frame on her way to a 256. When do you begin to feel it? When do you realize that, you're on the verge possibly of something special?
Normally after 5. After you get to the 5th strike, you get kind of nervous, and then after that it's frame by frame.
Well, that shows why it's so difficult. You're not even halfway there at that point.
Yeah. That's definitely the hardest part. Once you get to the 10th frame, it's not as bad because you're like, I already have a great game going, so after that it's fine.
Gatone finished up with a 209 for an impressive 7-12 three-game series, the only bowler this day to clear 700 pins. Emma is another in a growing number of girls cashing in on this sport.
I got a scholarship to St. Francis in Brooklyn. It's definitely my #1 school that I want to go to, and I think I'm going to major in sociology, but bowling is definitely like my main focus right now.
Bowl like a girl is the rallying cry at Thomas, and it carried some weight in this one, with Gatone scoring the day's best series and Dautel posting the best game. The team totals played pretty close to form, with Thomas winning the girls' competition 6-2, while Athena claimed the boys' title by the same 6-2 margin. A worthwhile and enjoyable warm-up to sectionals, which are just around the corner. Jeff Barron's salute to the season when the Vision Automotive Group's high school sports beat continues. The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by Celino and Barnes. Car accident? Don't wait. Call 888-8888. Call Celino and Barnes today. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko, on location at Vision Ford on the West Ridge Road in Greece. This portion of the Sports Beat is brought to you by Celino and Barnes, your personal injury attorneys. Time now for our traditional salute to the season. It's our Celino and Barnes All Sports, and we truly mean it this time, Game of the Week.
Of